Hello, everyone. It is us. Back again. Hello. Alicia,
back.
why do I feel like I'm forward?
Right? It's weirder on this
video?
side.
There's a weird depth perception there, right?
Yeah. I also think we are flipped somehow. But you can read your shirt, so maybe not. You also should be looking at the camera.
I know. I'm looking to see why I look like I'm forward. Anyway. Hi, everyone. It's John and Alicia from the Byte Size Book Club. Meg will be back next week with us. Today we are talking about the 4 agreements, as you see in the corner there. But the 4 agreements. So today, since we have the Byte Size Book Club, we're going to start doing these little book clubs in bite sizes. Get it? So today we're going to be talking about the first 2 agreements. You could read this book in about 18 minutes if you chose to. So the first agreement. So first of all, the book is by Don Miguel Ruiz, who is he an indigenous person? What do we think he is? I'm not sure.
Real hard to say.
Yeah, we don't want to get canceled. So the first agreement. So this is basically what I would tell me if you think I'm wrong. This could be the most common sense book of all time.
It is metaphysically common sense. Like
Yes.
it's common sense wrapped up in the trappings of spirituality and magic.
Fair. I do think it's a good mess. I think this is a particularly good message for young people on social media. Because I think this is where we have a lot of our mental health issues of the day. The first agreement is be impeccable with your word. So what are your thoughts on that?
I didn't know that impeccable meant without sin.
I did not either. We both learned something.
Yes. That one I found very interesting. So the introduction.
Yes. About the dreams.
I
Dream
was
world.
like, okay, this is not going where I thought it was going.
Yeah.
And then the be impeccable with your words just really went off a cliff.
Yeah.
I was like, this is common sense, like you said, but why are we talking about casting spells on people? And how are we then wrapping it up in John 1?
In some black magic, a little Jesus. We got everything in there.
Yeah.
It's very strange. I do like, the reason I picked this book is because a lot of business people, this is on like a lot of business people's reading list. And it's like a book that people have said that's like really changed their lives. So I can see how maybe if you're in a dark place or a bad place that this book could probably change your life. If it pulls you out of some darkness.
And into the light.
Yes, but so far, for me, it's not particularly life-changing.
I found 2 things very interesting about it.
Yes.
First is, this is all stuff Caleb yells at me about all the time.
Fair.
Where he's like, you care too much about what other people think. They don't care about you the way you care about them. And you're letting their words rule your life.
Fair.
And also, he's really big on, Caleb's going to be looking for that.
Pulling stuff out of the chair.
For drawing on an iPad so that your hand doesn't
rub it. That makes sense.
And then also that taking into consideration that sometimes when people do try to hurt you, it's not about you then either.
Yeah, it's about them.
About them. So that I found really interesting. And then the other thing that I found really interesting was actually the way that it was talking about letting go of the agreements and like processing what you've said to people and acknowledging your mistakes as being a way to freedom really reflected very well and I can't speak of this from a Catholic perspective, but the Orthodox perspective of confession.
Yeah.
About it being a balm for a soul and like getting past your own internal judge to have someone else help you past that, because you are your own worst critic.
I agree. I mean, from that perspective, and don't get me wrong, the book being life-changing, like I think it's the messages are extremely important. And I think if you did take up these first 2 agreements, because we didn't do the 4 yet, it could be very life-changing for you if you decided, okay, I'm going to not go, because a big part of the first agreement is not to gossip, right? Not to talk shit about other people, and not to let what other people say to you hurt you or change the way that you think about things, because it's them. It's their problem. It's your problem when you're saying things about other people. So to me, I think they're great lessons to learn.
Yeah.
And I think it can be life-changing if you decided to adopt this and really kind of see it through. And I think the reason most people don't is because it's probably really hard.
Yeah, there's not a lot of like how to get yourself over the mental hurdle of getting there. And the other thing that I thought was kind of a double-edged sword is the way that he talks about victims of abuse. Like if you're in an abusive situation, like, yes, what he said is absolutely true. Like you are allowing yourself to be there because of the agreements in your mind and the fact that you're judging yourself so harshly. But I don't feel like somebody in that place, that's what they need to hear. Because
it's not the right time.
A lot of times for those people, like their own shortcomings are being made worse and twisted further, and they're being domesticated, in his words, to be what the abuser wants them to be. And so like that language I found a little, like the way that he addressed that, I didn't like. Yeah,
I think you have to get out of that situation first before, right? It's before you can see the light. You have to really get out. Somebody has to help you get out of that. That's fair. So the second agreement is don't take anything personally.
It's the one I really struggle with.
Yeah, I think we all do, right? That's the one where we get our feelings hurt, or even as in business, right? We take things personally when clients yell at us or get upset about something. We get upset because we take it personally.
Or break their website.
Whatever. Whatever it is. I'm trying to be better at this when I'm reading the books and we're doing book clubs, to like highlight some passages. So the thing that really kind of struck me on this one is the passage where it says, if someone's not treating you with love and respect, it is a gift that they walk away from you. If the person doesn't walk away, you will surely endure many years of suffering with him or her. Walking away may hurt for a while, but your heart will eventually heal. And I think in business, and you obviously like this is, we try to look at things from a business perspective. I think it's really important from a business perspective. And I think it's something that we're probably too good at. So I think sometimes we
walk away too soon.
Yeah,
I
maybe
disagree.
Well, that's good, right? And you should, right? You should be on the other end of that, right? Where I feel like sometimes we're a little quick to judge, but I think that's something that we learned quickly and harshly in running this business and in running any business. I think that we learned really quickly that keeping clients on that are toxic is terrible. And maybe we are a little quick to do it sometimes, but I think it's all for the better.
Yeah.
And it does. It hurts, and it hurts financially sometimes to do it. But as we've seen, every time we've done it, it was the right decision. And we probably, with some of them, should have done it sooner.
There are some where it cost us more in the end by not cutting them off sooner. I can think of one very specifically where if we had gone with, well, if I had been more vocal about my misgivings about them 8 months earlier, it would have saved us thousands of dollars.
Sure. Yeah. And I think, so the other thing I think that it's difficult when you make these decisions is that, and I just said, we were talking about personal stuff earlier, but I think taking the high road is difficult. And it sucks. It sucks for you when you take the high road sometimes, because you just shut up and you don't engage, or you walk away, or you do whatever you're going to do. And I think sometimes that's really difficult because you get shit on, right? Back to be impeccable with your word. Other people are going to gossip and talk shit about you, and you don't defend yourself or whatever it may be. So I think that's really difficult, but I also think that we're always going to do that as a company, right? That's our kind of moral compass is always pointed in the, like, we're going to do the right thing. And if it fucks us in the long run, it's fine. If it costs us extra money, it's fine. I'd rather do the right thing and feel shitty later about it. I mean, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
So then the other thing I really liked is that you will find that you don't need to trust others as much as you need to trust yourself to make the right choices. I love that one.
Really hard for me.
I know. That's a great one, though. That's really, really good in the grand scheme of things. It's trust your gut. Your gut's it's always right. You know.
It's well cultured. I kind of knowing how quickly this book reads, and I kind of want to have Caleb read it and get his input because he just thinks of things so differently. He's such a less emotional creature.
Yeah, he has zero emotions. We'll have Caleb come in and teach us Serial Killer 101, and then when we do the full book. So it's an interesting start. I enjoy it. I'm enjoying the book.
It makes me feel like a witch, which I kind of like.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Mean, the world needs more magic, so.
There's an online course for this, which
does it teach
I can't imagine would take more
to,
than an hour.
How to cast spells with your word?
I hope so. There's also a fifth agreement. So this is a prequel of sorts. Anything else you can think of on this one?
Oh, the other thing that I found interesting
was
his view of hell actually ties very closely to, like, obviously you're dead in the Orthodox view of hell, but it's all a feeling of your relationship with the people and God once you get to the afterlife, as opposed to being a physical,
like a burning place, which is silly. I agree. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, basically experiencing hell with feelings and shit anyway. So I agree with that. So if anybody's interested in joining us, we are going to be reading the next two agreements. So if you want to watch this and then join us, we'll be doing the next one. We'll actually do the full summary of the book on August 13th. Is that what it is? August 13th.
I think so.
Which is, I believe, next Friday. Who knows?
I think so, yeah.
Maybe it's not. Whatever. Yeah, it is. Peanut's birthday's Thursday, so Friday's the 6th, 13th. Done. Anything else?
No.
All right. So this will wrap up for that. Remember to join us with Dungeon Havoc on Friday at 2 p.m., where we do our Dungeon Dragons adventure. Meg will be back this week, Thistle, on our adventure. And then if you'd like to join our book club, go to smbiz.academy and join the book club. I'm actually going to be trying to do books every week. They're not all going to be business books. They're going to be some other books. I started reading some weird bone book. Whatever. That's not important for now. Join the book club. We're going to be doing these little bite size. We're going to be doing chapters and stuff at a time. So join us and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.